was after dark.
Welcome back to the After Dark podcast where we debate topics that are none of our business. It's your boy Mike. We got Big Stir in the building. Chad, the Chadster. It's not here today. I kind of fucking fumbled his name right there, but it's all good, man. We got a shorter docket. Listen, don't hate us today, man. We got Warriors Kings coming up later tonight, and to be honest, man, we're not trying to miss it. That's a crazy series. That series is fucking busting, 100%. So we're not trying to miss it, man. Sterling, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. I just started a new job. That's going well. Got a lot of stuff to look forward to. Studying a lot, like learning a lot of new stuff. But I mean, life's going good, man. Life's going great, and I'm buying groceries off of Amazon Fresh for the first time, which is pretty sick. So I'm enjoying it. How about yourself?
New job, making money moves with the fresh fit on. What is that? You got a little? The fit's fresh.
Little patty vest, and this is Patagonia. This is PacSun. The hoodie's sick. I would recommend. They're like 40. I think it's like. Yo,
you know what
$40.
You gotta get me on, bro? You gotta get me on your hat wave, cause like now I'm rocking hats again, bro. Because I'm team like shaved head these days. Boy's fucking hairline is gone, son. It's crazy. It's gone. I talked to my dad. He was like, "Yeah, it's in the family." I was like, "Sheesh, bro. You could have warned a nigga or something, dog."
Nah, dog. I mean. You just gotta hit lids, and then you gotta go to like if you do go to like PacSun or Urban, they have like cool like different type of hats that aren't too funky, and I think it like suits your style, like the way you work.
We got Chad in the background. Chad, say hey to the people real quick. They probably didn't hear that, but it's all good. They heard that one. Word. So let's go ahead and roll right into it then, because we do not want to miss this game. Over the weekend, the Usher, well, not the Usher, but I guess you could say the Usher, but Usher Usher had an interview where he was discussing, some kind of bucket lists that he was having. He was talking about how he would love to headline the Super Bowl. And, what kind of threw me off guard was like when he said that, I didn't think much of it, to be honest. I was like, he's Usher, that makes sense. Why haven't we got him headline the Super Bowl at first? But when I was reading through the comments and I was seeing what people were saying, they were saying, whoa, he's too old. Like, does Usher really got the hits for it? And blah, blah, blah. So I guess, before we go to any deeper, first off right there, how do you feel about Usher headlining the Super Bowl? Do you think he could do that?
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Like, I respect music and I respect music history. I respect history, period. Like in just everything, American history, whatever the fuck you want to put around it, right? But look, I mean, Usher, bro, my boy.
Don't do it.
Hey, my boy,
don't do it.
You already starting to look like like R. Kelly in his older age. You are still better looking. I'll give you that. That's one. Two.
Why are you putting R. Kelly on this man, bro? That is just foul.
I had to because he got the same look as old R. Kelly now. But I mean, bro, like let's just be honest,
bro.
Man.
He
like,
just got herpes. He ain't out here peeing on chicks and locking them up in hotel rooms. Chill out.
And hey, man, if you told me like when I was 15, that was a decade ago. I'd be like, oh, Usher's performing in the Super Bowl. I'd be like, yo, that's fucking sick. I'm going to be like looking out for that. Granted, if he did perform in the next Super Bowl, I'd still be looking out for it. I see how bad it is and how people didn't enjoy it. And I'd be waiting on Twitter to pop off on them.
Whoa!
But, bro, yes, I think Usher could perform at a point in his career. I think now he can perform himself, but ain't nobody going to be rocking with him, if that makes sense. Now, bro, when's the last time you heard an Usher song? Let's start blending stuff back. Like back it up. When's the last time you heard an Usher song? Mike, tell me the last time you heard an Usher song on the radio.
Are you talking about me or just like out and about? Because I listened to his newest single.
That wasn't at a club.
I listened to Bad Habits that came out during COVID. He's been putting out good music to me.
I'm talking about if you ain't at a bar, or club. And the only song aside from, what is it? Yeah. Have you heard any other song aside from that?
Are you trying to tell me that the only song he's got that's Super Bowl ready is Yeah?
No, I'm just saying the relevance of his songs. You get the times that we're in, right? The times we're in are completely different than it was a decade ago, right? We got TikTok, we got etc. We will always bring up TikTok because TikTok runs the world, bro. Let's just be honest. Usher, get your clout up on TikTok, then start making that run for the headline.
I'm not gonna let you. You telling Usher to get your clout on? No. Listen here. Usher can absolutely headline the Super Bowl. We had Paul McCartney headline the Super Bowl just not too long ago, a few years ago. And, you know, when's the last time? Well, I mean, I guess you've heard some Paul McCartney songs floating out there in some white bars. You know, we can't escape them if you go to those type of bars. But all I'm saying is we had 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, people who were back in the day, you know, Usher's songs can smack. And one thing Usher can do that I feel like people don't understand is Usher signed Justin Bieber. You know, he can bring Justin Bieber out with him. He can bring Alicia Keys out with him. He can bring Lil Jon and Ludacris. He's got people that he's been intertwined with in his career that I feel like Usher could definitely headline a Super Bowl. Like, what are we talking about? We had a fucking pregnant lady doing the Super Bowl. She couldn't move but 2 feet. And she wasn't doing anything. Rihanna, I'm talking about. But I don't understand. I feel like people forget his hits. He's got hits for days. And not only does he have hits for days, but he is one of the greatest performers of our generation, me and you, Sterling. And, you know, he's got a Las Vegas residency that puts on a show every weekend, sells out every weekend. He's on fucking rollerblades while he's performing. Rollerblades, my nigga. Mm-hmm. I know your ass can't skate.
I can skate. I was actually nice as hell when I was going to summer camp at Interskate back in the day.
But he can't swim though, so don't let him hype himself up too much.
Hey, my swimming is subpar. that is definitely trash. I know to tread. Look, but if you need help, you need me to get to you fast. Hey, it's rough. It's raps, my boy. You might as well just go and dunk your head underwater and stay underwater, bro.
Well,
no, man. I mean, that's crazy. Like what you're saying is super cool. You gotta understand. It's like Drake doesn't dance, right? When he goes to his concerts. Travis Scott doesn't dance. Lil Baby doesn't dance. None of these people dance, but they quote unquote perform, right? Like people still, even after Travis Scott's debacle.
Well, I'll give you Travis Scott and Drake, but Lil Baby definitely don't be out there performing, bro.
Well, I mean, like that
he just
I mean, but just remember, like, people aren't gonna even vibe with your dancing or your performance if they ain't fucking with the music. Because it's like, dude, there's a point in my life where I absolutely adore, and there's still songs I could listen to now by Usher that I would enjoy. I'm talking about the widespread audience of the United States of America who are gonna be watching the Super Bowl. Is that gonna be something they want to see?
You don't think Usher has the reach of the United States of America?
Of course he has.
You don't think they're hipped on his fucking catalog?
But just remember, bro, like, the 30-somethings, they're going to fuck with it. They will, 100%. 100,000%. Our generation might fuck with it a little bit.
Our generation would definitely fuck with Usher.
But the slightly younger generation that's still above 18, right below us, and the ones that are in their 40s, like mid-40s, those that are standard home fathers and mothers, they ain't going to fuck with it the same way. I mean,
you think mid-40s ain't going to fuck with Usher, bro?
I'm telling you, bro.
They were outside when Usher was the biggest fucking pop star / R&B star in the fucking world, yo.
I'm telling you this, bro. Like, do you know the people that have turned down going to the Super Bowl, like Adele, Jay-Z, those folks? They need to start a bigger bag at those folks. Granted, I don't think Adele would work at the Super Bowl because she was going to depress me.
You don't think Usher would work? Adele would be fucking boring as hell at a goddamn.
No, I agree. No, I 100%.
She was just staying in one spot. I mean, she was sounding angelic. Don't get me wrong, but it would be boring.
100%. But like, that's the thing, bro. Like, it's like if I'm gonna watch a concert, I'm gonna want to know the songs, which I wouldn't know Usher songs because I'm well versed in music. Period. But I'm thinking about the widespread population, bro. There's very few songs that he's not. I'm not including features. I'm talking about he's the main artist. It's his track where people are going to remember and be like, I can sing to this shit. I can vibe back to this shit, like throwback Thursday. If you want to get people popping, we've said this before, and I'll say it again. Get niggas like Jay-Z and Drake to get.
Yo,
like,
I'm
Jay-Z
gonna go ahead and
down.
say this right here. I don't want to see fucking Jay-Z's bum ass at the Super Bowl, bro. Just standing there, his overrated ass hits. People act like he got the biggest hits in the world. Man was never the number one rapper in the game at any point of his time. Like, he was just fucking Jay-Z. He was the blueprint. It's all he is. He's the businessman blueprint. Get his fucking hits out of here. If Jay-Z's here, I don't want to see him if he doesn't bring Ye.
So you're telling me the same thing you said about what's his face, Usher, because he did sign JB.
That's what I just said. I don't want to see Jay-Z unless he brings Kanye out. But at that point, get Jay-Z's bitch ass out the way and let it be a Kanye show, because I don't need Jay-Z if Kanye's out there. Kanye could put on a Super Bowl. So I guess this was the next question that I had was, if you don't think Usher can headline a Super Bowl, because I'm still hung up on that, I please in the comments roast this man Sterling for not thinking, or if you roast me, I'm gonna be disappointed. But roast this man Sterling on fucking headlining. But the next question is, who do you think deserves to be the next headliner? Who could you see it being? Who would you want it being? And don't say fucking Jay-Z, bro.
T Swift.
You want to see that shit,
dude?
You want to see that? You rather see Taylor Swift than Usher?
I have a weird soft spot for Taylor Swift. Over time, it's become.
God, bro.
I'm telling you. Hear me out. All
right, let's go.
Right, like one. I am a big fan of people getting after their bag. Period. Like, this girl's already gotten after her bag with their fucking tour that is just disgustingly like making stupid money. Secondly, there is not a damn song that she would sing that people would not vibe to. I'm telling you. The problem is that we think about when we put white performers up there, unfortunately, and I'm being 100, I don't even want to pull race into this shit, but I have to because it's so relevant, is that they would have a problem connecting with the black population. That's it.
No, that's not it. Sterling,
no, that's
if you had to tell me who Taylor Swift's main demographic is, what would you say? It's just, it's like, it's white female, 25 to like 12. It's females, the LGBTQ plus community, and children. Does that sound like who's staying up does that sound like the NFL's primary demographic? I get Taylor Swift is huge. I get she has songs that everybody would know. But is it really songs that we would want? If Taylor Swift is performing, I might cut that off. I sincerely might cut that off. Taylor Swift's music, and plus I don't want to see her fucking shitty ass dancing on that. Here's the thing. The Super Bowl is a performance at the end of the day. They get people who can perform. It's all about a performance. Taylor Swift's got some of the worst, got some of the most stereotypical white ass dancing I've ever seen in my life. She looks like a fucking spaghetti noodle out there trying to move her body, and I can't take it. But no, you really want to see, you rather see Taylor Swift than Usher perform?
Well, look. Did Ariana Grande ever perform?
No, she hasn't.
I can't remember.
She hasn't.
See, and so that I have Taylor there because I think she is my number one personally, just from her current situation where she is with her music. That's it, right? Like that's my one. And then I'm dropping down to Ariana because if you're talking about demographics, she does reach a different demographic. There are not just, a lot of children there's still children that will listen to music, but her music has evolved to a point, now where it isn't necessarily childish. It's a lot more. In my opinion, she's more like she's a variation of The Weeknd in a female form. A variation.
I think Ariana would be a better version of what you're trying to get out of Taylor Swift, because I think that guys and, older people would be more into. Plus, Ariana's just a way better performer. She's got a way better voice than Taylor Swift. She's just extremely more talented than Taylor Swift is. So I would definitely.
Christ, just turn on her whole life. Why don't you?
Well, I mean, she's probably just not a better songwriter. If we're being honest, the only thing Taylor Swift's got on Ariana is her songwriting.
Yeah, I mean, so you put those two options in front of you, and let's just discard Taylor for the moment. Who's your next up? Who's the next person you want up there? Who do you want to see aside from fucking Usher?
All right, I'm gonna throw a name out there.
Oh my god, I already know this about to be some fucking bullshit.
Yo, you didn't let me get it out yet, yo. No, I think this is a good one. All right. I think this is a good one. I think, and it kind of goes back to, well, here we go. There's two names.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Well, I mean, actually, there's three names. There's three names. Two of them are extremely controversial, and one of them is the one that I would say is the actual one that I would put up there and say that I could see that happening. The number one that I would want to see, but would be extremely controversial and would never happen, is Chris Brown. I think he would put on one of the most legendary Super Bowl performances we've ever seen. He's got the hits, current and in the past, that would reach everybody. There's not one person in this world that Chris Brown couldn't hit with his songs in today's day and age.
With his song.
Yeah, with his songs. No pun intended. And there's a lot of girls that can catch that hit too. But as far as a performance goes, there's not one person that I can think of, and the closest one, and people will say Beyonce's a better performer than Chris Brown. I would disagree with those individuals. I think that Beyonce,
she's more theatrics, bro. It's all theatrics.
She's just got more access to a higher budget. She did the whole PR thing right, so she's an industry darling. She's fucking smart. Yeah, and they all love her. So her stage is going to look better. Give Chris Brown the same access to the same budget, and had he not hit Rihanna, my bad. I'm just throwing niggas under the bus, bro. Don't clip that. But if he had the same access, he's putting on a 5 times, 10 times better show than any of those people could ever dream to do. He was killing that show. My next controversial. Well, do you have anything to say on Chris Brown before I go into my next controversial one?
No, man. I honestly hate that I wasn't as prepared as I should have been, because in reality, like, I love Chris Brown. I have always loved Chris Brown. Like, actually, while I'm sitting here, let me this album right here, in y'all in the comments and even on those who are listening on just the standard audio versions, I want you guys to think back, and did you listen to this album? And I'm trying to remember the name of it while I'm looking through it. It was Heartbreak on Full Moon, but not just the regular version, the deluxe, like when it came out around Christmas time.
Yo, I'm gonna go and be honest with you. There's niggas who are still trying to finish that fucking album.
Oh no, 100%. I listen to that album so many times over. I'm not even joking. That's one of my favorite albums to this date. 100%.
Yeah, but Chris has got to stop with the whole 40 tracks on the album, man. That's just too much.
Well, Chris is probably trying to expend all his music before he decides, I'm gonna hang this shit up and see what's gonna be a banger. Let me see where I can get my hits at, which he's smart, and then get me the fuck out of here. But yeah, go back to your rest. I have nothing wrong with Chris Brown. I think Chris Brown's a great fucking pick. Okay. And if people want to see, if they want to see controversy behind it, all I gotta say is grow the fuck up. Period. Okay. Literally grow the fuck up.
That's the number one I would want to see, but it's absolutely not happening. We're never gonna see that. They wouldn't even let him do the AMA's Michael Jackson tribute. They cut that, and then they put a clip of what it looked like on YouTube when they were training for it, and it was absolutely fire. But that's beside the point. My second most controversial, or well, second controversial one that I think could potentially happen if he revamped his image, and we spoke of him earlier, is Kanye West. And I think Kanye West.
That's more controversial than Chris Brown, dude.
Well, it is. You would think so, but like according to the industry, it probably isn't though. For some reason,
he got blackballed so hard. Well, Chris Brown got blackballed so hard for something that obviously was been resolved. We talked about this already.
But here's what Chris can't do. Chris can't, today's day and age, drop a generational changing album like Kanye can. That's why Chris is still going to continue to be blackballed. He can give us some good hits. He can give us some good features. Kanye's only blackballed until he says, I have an album on the way in 2 months. And then we're all like, yeah, I don't even remember what that nigga said.
We're listening to all his old music.
I don't even remember what that nigga said. You know, I don't even think Jews are going to remember what that nigga said, bro. Everybody's going to be back in there. He's going to have Adidas deals, Nike deals. No one cares. If he's dropping another album.
I know a Jew right now, and I ain't going to say their name. I know a Jew right now that be sitting like, hell fucking yes, let's go. And wouldn't give a flying fuck that he said the anti-Semitic shit. I swear.
Exactly. And that's the power that Kanye has. That's why I think, well, I don't know if they give him the Super Bowl, but, you know, I think he could get in a space where he has a good enough graces that, you know, the discussions could be had. But I think that he would put on one of the most artistic shows. And if you were really paying attention, if you liked Rihanna's show and it was the most viewed Super Bowl halftime, so we know you liked it, Kanye's fingerprints were all over it. She literally like she put on a Kanye show. Like literally
like,
to the fashion.
The way the dancers, yep, that's what I was saying. The fashion, the way the dancers were moving, not even like, not dancing, the way they were moving, like moving from point A to point B type shit. Yes, 100%.
And we all know that Kanye has the hits of a lifetime. And I'm going to go ahead and just throw that out here. And I know this is not what we're talking about, so we're not going to have to debate on it. I think that Kanye is the number one versus rapper. I don't think there will be any person that could beat Kanye in a versus. I'm just throwing that out there. That's my number one.
Even over Weezy F Baby.
Yes, because it's not a career thing. It's your best 20 songs. And I don't think anyone's got 20 songs that are better than Kanye's best 20 songs. But that's besides the point. That's not our conversation.
That is true.
Let me get into the one that I think could actually happen. And the one that I would like to see happen. Justin Bieber.
I was thinking that when you pulled him up earlier, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I love JB, bro. I love him. I do. I'm fucking a stan for JB. I love you, baby. If you hear me, I love you. Whoa. Haley, I know you don't love him. You're only there for the clout. Sorry.
Yo, who cares? Who cares?
Like,
but no, for real.
Yeah, cool, man.
I think Justin Bieber would be an insane halftime show. I would not be surprised if he broke records. I could see people coming from left and right. There's going to be haters watching it, hoping he just watching it to hate on him. There's going to be people who, you know, acting like they're hating on him with their niggas, but really they be fucking with JB because there ain't no reason to hate.
Oh, that's a fact,
bro.
That's a fact.
There ain't no.
That's an absolute fact.
That was me one day. At one point in my life, I was hating on Justin
1,000%.
Bieber. And there was no reason. And the reason I was hating on him was because everywhere I looked, every bitch wanted Justin Bieber. I'm like, yo, this nigga, like, he ain't got, like, what is this little kid doing that he's got every bitch that's over here, like, fucking, you know, Niagara Falls over here. Niagara Falls just straight. They got the waterworks. I feel like I'm at Wet and Wild, son. This shit is crazy, yo. But shit's nuts.
You better stop. You better stop right now.
His nigga got the fucking Riz God, bro. But all I'm saying is Justin Bieber put on a hell of a show. I think that he has the hits. He's definitely, obviously, he's big enough personality-wise. That's not debatable. And, you know, I could see that happening. I could just see that happening. And, you know, maybe Justin Bieber's the one that brings out Usher.
That would line up. I think Usher. See, and now I almost have to backtrack on myself here, and I hate this because I hate bringing back on my word. See, I wouldn't have a problem if JB performed and headlined, right? Headlined and brought out Usher, and it's like, oh shit, that's a good collab. That's fun. That and DJ Khaled's dumbass probably be there too. Like, let's just be honest. Like,
If they
we know,
perform I'm the One, I'm pissed, bro. Fuck that song, yo.
I'm no, yeah, that shit's a banger.
But if they perform Superstar, I'd be kind of that's kind of fire. But I guess it's not really him singing it. But
oh, you mean Pop Star? You mean
Pop Star? Yeah, my bad. Pop Star.
Now that hey, if y'all haven't seen that video, I want to let y'all know you are missing the fuck out. Watch
Trust me, bro. They've seen
that
video.
That shit's sick as fuck.
Nah,
man. I mean, I think JB. But the thing is, isn't his health in question? I know you just said Coachella, and he's like,
yeah, he's got what is it, Huntington's disease, or
yeah, he's got like a whole thing.
Yeah,
and like I want the kid to be. Yeah, I want the kid to be healthy. Like he genuinely seems like a good person. Like I do believe like Justin Bieber's like 100% like a good person to like mash it up because he can touch all different generations. Like my dad and my mom know JB songs, so like that's once like I've said this before. If my parents know your songs, the shits are either good or you glowed up. You are popular enough. You got that much clout that you hit that point. You got freaking 60-year-old people listening to your music. So like. I just think like, damn, that's a good one. Fucking damn, yeah. It's Chalk T Swift. Ariana's the only one that I can compete against your list of people that should be up there.
And I mean, they're both signed by Scooter Braun, so maybe they could do it together. That'd be fire too.
I mean, I just think that like, I just think that when it comes down to it, I just want a better Super Bowl performance than I had this year. That's all. That's all I want. It could be almost subpar.
Well, I just don't want my Super Bowl act to be pregnant and incapable of doing a performance to the magnitude. Like, let's just be honest. Like, it was cool. We got the
you're gonna get a lot of ladies upset about that, bro.
It was okay because they didn't hear the hidden first episode where they would have really been mad that we did. That's nowhere to be found. They would have really been mad on that one. So it's all good. This is the light work.
No, I mean, like, you make a good point. And, like, on that, like, I don't disagree with any of the people you said. I definitely think Chris Brown out of the three would 1,000% be the best performance. 1,000%. Wouldn't even hesitate to say that. And for any haters out there that are still hating on Chris Brown, like we said before, grow the fuck up.
Get over it.
Literally.
He was 17.
Get over it.
She got over it.
Get over it. Like, bro, she got a whole ass baby now with a great man too. And Chris Brown, I don't know what his whole deal is. He got tattoos up to the neck. I mean, he's obviously a different looking person than he was at 17.
He be drawing on his walls, bro. Chris Brown's still a big ass kid.
and to
he be drawing on his fridge, bro.
When you got that much money, you can draw on your walls, bro.
He be drawing tits on his fridge. Bro has not grown up fucking 1 fucking cent, dude. 1% at all, man.
To put some light on this, man, and speaking of performances, unless you have anything else to say about all that, I think that was great. Like your list kind of matches up with a lot. I'm sure a lot of people would agree with you on, you know, a few of those folks. Maybe Kanye, if you're a Jew and you take it to heart all the time, and anti-Semitic comics, maybe not so much. But I mean, everything else, like, I agree with you on. I mean, so speaking of performances, man, I mean, just recently, we know Coachella is going on right now. We're about to have weekend 2. And so there was I hate this because I love this guy, man. I love him. There was a performance that, and I think everybody knows what I'm talking about, the Frank Ocean performance. First off, I mean, I'm going to get your thoughts on it first. I'll kind of go with what I have to say about it. But the question is really, what do you think about that performance? Like, why, like, was it good, bad, ugly? Did you expect more? Like, what exactly were you looking for? And do you feel like we already give him too much, like any artist, not even just him, but like, too much leeway, like artists in general, for disappearing after like a great album successes, now or even in the past?
So let's go ahead and get this straight. Frank Ocean, listen to me, man. I'm trying to put you on game, because Because Frank needs some game from me. Frank
I
can
don't know
learn
about
a
that one.
couple things from me, man. All right, listen,
Yeah.
dog. If you're going to go on a hiatus for 4+ years and come back, you got to be on your A game. I am tired of artists and any aspiring artists out here. The whole I'm going to drop an album and disappear for 3 years. That's not for everybody. That is not for everybody. Because when you come back, your threshold of how much space you're given to recapture that spark in the bottle that you gave us a long time ago is so tiny. We are expecting so much. We're expecting, oh man, you took 4 or 5 years because you're creating art. And then you come back and you sit on a chair and you perform and you half-ass your performance. Not only that, but apparently you were supposed to have an ice skating rink. Coachella spent millions of dollars to put an ice skating rink in the middle of the goddamn desert. And they had hundreds, I don't know if it was hundreds, but it was a lot of fucking dancers that were supposed to be ice skating with him. And on that day, he scrapped the whole thing. Listen, buddy, and I'm going to piss off a lot of people here. You're not that iconic. You can't make moves like that. I'm sorry. Everyone's going to be like, Frank Ocean this, Frank Ocean that. I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to put this out here. He has not earned that right. He has not done enough. 2 albums is not enough. I'm sorry. Frank Ocean, to me, he's been put in this light of he's like Lauryn Hill, he's like Beyonce, he's like one of the biggest, and I get it. He did usher in a sound. I understand that holds volumes, like I said about Kanye. He ushers in sounds that holds volumes. But if people are going to put him on this icon status, if that's the status that is universally known, then I'm going to jump out on a limb and say Frank Ocean is absolutely not there. He's not even close to icon status. He has put out 2 albums. We do not know. At this point, he's just a couple albums. There's been plenty of people who put out 2 albums, 2 fucking great albums. You got to come back with more, man. And let me tell you now, after this little Coachella stunt, I know you say you got music out. If that music don't slap, buddy, that's going to be a face. That's going to be a face smack, a little bitch pimp slap to the face to your career and how people look at you. That's what I fucking think.
Jeez. Yeah. Frank, man, look. When you eventually hear this, if you do hear this, any Frank fans out there, I'm sure I got a couple, because I mean, he to some people he's him to them. Look, I love the music you've released. Like, I've loved it. Like, you stood up for the LGBTQ plus community, like, in your own right, and like you've done so much for communities out there, like just people are looking for a little bit of hope, right? And I appreciate that as a fan, as a person. But bruh, you cannot, and I agree with you, Mike. Like, I cannot sit here and act like this man didn't just drop the biggest ball in a long time when it comes to Coachella, specifically Coachella, in terms of performances. You're not Adele, bro. Your voice is great. Let's just be real. Let's be real. Your voice is great. You don't sound like an angel when you get on stage. We already spoke about Adele. We know her voice is angelic. She stands in the same spot, and people still sell out her concert. That's because that's to be expected. She basically is an opera singer. You're not an opera singer, my guy. You make pop, hip hop, mixed rap, like R&B. People that are in that type of music don't like people sitting in chairs, because you could have sat on your fucking couch and did the same shit. All I'm saying is I know a lot of people went to Coachella to see Frank Ocean.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people. That's the whole uproar about it, and I do feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for him a little bit.
What? Why you feel bad for this loser?
No, a little bit, just a little. I'm giving a little bit of leeway, not a ton.
Why?
I'm still being
But what is
critical.
there to feel bad for him for?
It's the fact that like when you do take hiatuses like that from anything, like it could be anything you do on a regular basis. Now you take a hiatus from doing it. It could be drinking. It could be just going to see certain friends. It could be even a relationship, right? Like it's gonna be a little off. It almost is like you don't know how to react or don't know how to put something together correctly. And that's an unfortunate case for him because at that point I don't feel bad for you because this is what you're supposed to be good at. Like this is what you're supposed to be. We expect this from you. And your expectation, the bar was set too damn high for you. You didn't meet the mark by a little bit. You were jumping. Your high jump missed that shit on the first jump, my guy. You hit that bar flat in the face, and you damn about broke your neck going over to the padding.
He looked like me trying to do the hurdles in middle school.
Yeah, like just hopping over them shits, knocking them over, keep it moving. Let me tell you something, man. If you think that you're like, I agree with you, Mike. Like, if you think you're gonna revitalize your career to any degree, because like I can listen to your old music like crazy, because I do enjoy it genuinely. But bro, like, there's gonna be a point in time where I can't listen to that shit forever. And you say you got great music coming out, sure, man. We'll see. We'll see.
Sir, let me paint this scenario for you real quick.
Yeah, of course.
Your girl been busting your chops. She been wanting to go to Coachella, man. Every year.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah, I don't really like the lineup. Mm-hmm. She still wants to go. I don't know, man. That's an expense, you know. Money just ain't, it's not like that right now, you know what I'm saying? I got a few things that I want to do, you know. And then Frank Ocean pops up, and now your girl looking at you like, all right, so you gonna man up, you gonna get these tickets? What you gonna do? Are you gonna get these tickets, or am I going with my crazy friend Becky? What you about to do? Or am I gonna go with the crew that got all the other niggas going? Like, who's getting me these tickets because either you're getting them or somebody else getting them? So now you about to buy these tickets. You done, and then you know, I don't know about you, but I ain't no camping ass nigga, so I'm gonna have to be at a resort. So
for sure. Sure.
So now we done spent fucking, I don't even know, probably $3-4 grand.
Yeah, we spending bread. Like it's a lot of money.
Yeah, we spending stacks. We spending stacks for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Then Frank Ocean comes, and if you were here for the second weekend and not the first, he cancels. So first you had to hear that the Frank Ocean. So first thing was you were coming and you heard that his set was trash. And so now you're already fucking bummed because you're on the way and you're like, damn. But nah, he can't have 2 trash sets in a row. My man, you know, he got all this.
Yes, he can.
He can't have 2 trash in a row. And now you're over here. He cancels. And you know what Coachella says? Don't worry. I know you spent that $4 grand. I know your girl's been on your ass to get these tickets. I know you in that expensive ass resort, comfortable as hell right now, and you came here to see Frank Ocean. Don't worry about it. I got you. Here's Blink 182. Yo, if I don't fucking shoot that place up, I would be fucking heated, son.
But somebody needs to explain this shit right the fuck now, bro.
Who the hell thought that was a good idea? Who thought that was a good replacement for Frank Ocean?
Wow.
Like, no.
Yeah, man. I mean, and when you put it in perspective like that, just being real, I'd just be fucking irate. I wouldn't even. I'd be seeing red. I'd be seeing fucking red. I'm trying to kill everything in sight. You say some shit, fuck off, bro. Fuck off me, bro. You know how much money I just paid for these fucking tickets? I'm telling you, bro. Like, he doesn't understand, like, I think some artists, and maybe him, because he might, there's, you know, people, you know, there's some people that lack emotional intelligence, right? Lack social intelligence, social awareness, right? There's just people that are like that. He might be like that, bro.
He's definitely probably like that.
He might genuinely be like that. And I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to diagnose with no disorder or nothing like that. But bro, like, you can't be doing what you're doing and think this shit works. You can't. You literally have to be delusional. You have to be living on a fucking other planet. Because I know for myself, I would have known damn better. I'm watching this shit on TikTok, and seeing, or YouTube and TikTok, and I'm watching all this stuff. I'm like, damn, bro, like I feel like the life is getting taken out of my ass, and I ain't even there. I ain't even there. Like, imagine you're off of whatever. Like, we don't condone doing drugs, but if you do them, be
They
safe
didn't
and
even
be
live
smart.
stream his set. They said
They said fuck this
they
shit.
said we knew this shit about to be ass. They didn't even
Like
live
the
stream.
fact that people can do that to you, and you're one of like you were the reason people were coming. Like one of the reasons people were coming. You should feel fucking ashamed.
Definitely.
Like, and you better have the most fire shit in the world, come out when you do drop. Because if you don't, you are going to be crucified, and I'm talking ripped at the stake, bro. Like, it's not even gonna be fun. It won't even be funny. I'm not even joking. It won't even be funny. He will get ripped to shreds, and that's where I kind of feel bad for him a little bit. But then I'm thinking to myself, like, fuck no, dog. I can't feel bad for an idiot.
Yo,
I can't
Frank,
feel bad for an idiot.
listen, man. I'm gonna tell you the secret of how to get rid of this, and then we can move on. Drop heat. That's all you gotta do. Any artist out there going through some shit's getting rough for you. You feel like the media's on you. Just drop good music. That's all it takes at the end of the day.
Facts. That is literally facts. If you drop good music, all is forgotten, and that is a fact. I am a culprit to that. So, what I did want to like just lean on the last like real question is like, do you just a yes or no answer? Don't even need an explanation because I want to see what you guys say in the comments. I want to see what you guys are like, the feedback on the audio listens. Do you think Frank Ocean is overrated? I actually put this on my Instagram too for those that follow me on Instagram and on the After Dark Instagram as well on a dual platform to make sure we're getting the proper opinion. Do you think Frank Ocean is overrated? Mike, I'll go with you first.
Now, yes, I think Frank Ocean is overrated to the sense that people put him on a pedestal that I don't think that he's earned yet. I don't think he's done enough in the space to be put on that pedestal. Now, I preface that by saying the music that he's put out has been absolutely legendary. Great music. But just like I said earlier, if you come over here and you try to tell me Lauryn Hill is one of the greatest artists of all time, I'm going to have to say you're wrong. You're overstating how good she is because we've only seen one project. It might have been one of the top 10 greatest projects we've ever heard from an artist. But that's not enough to put you with the greats. You got to keep coming because the greats have been doing it for 10, 20 years sometimes. It's not enough to just give us 2 albums. And if you're going to give us 2 albums, you better die like Tupac and Biggie. And, you know, I ain't wishing that on nobody. So don't be trying to come at me like I'm wishing death on nobody. But that's the only way to be legendary with 2 albums. Like, come on.
No, I agree with you, and I'm gonna concur. I do think, and I don't, like I said, I have already expressed how much I love Frank Ocean. He is a bit overrated, and to the point, there's certain aspects that I look at as well, without going into too much detail. But want to hear you guys' replies in the comments. Want to know what you guys feel about it because, and for those, if you went to Coachella, give us your like experience, like on it. Like if you saw it, like talk to us.
Also, Sterling, maybe one of these days we'll give the audience all the artists that we think are overrated because I know me and you personally have some ones up there that would fucking start a wildfire, yo.
Start a literal fucking war on, like, it wouldn't be the war on terror, it'd be the war on like the internet.
Maybe a Black React topic for another day.
100%. Speaking of artists, because you know we love music around, we love music. It's culture, man. It's what culture's about. Music is a designation of culture. But backing up a little bit here, if y'all know Jim Jones, you know Jim Jones a little bit. Old buddy. Jim Jones. Recently, Jim Jones actually doubled down on the statement he made prior that Drake is the GOAT over Jay-Z. So we've spoke about the GOAT briefly before, but for someone to go back and double down on it is a little wild. Which is I just don't. That's a little wild to me. But question I have for you, Mike, is like, we've talked about criteria, but we didn't never really broke it down a little bit. Like, really, what criteria would you say you have to use when you're determining the GOAT? Like the GOAT, like LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Tom Brady. Like, when we're talking about the GOAT, what do you put into perspective there as a listener, as a fan of music, as a fan of hip hop, period?
So when I think about how I look at the GOAT of rapping, and when I think about why people put Jay-Z at the top, at the forefront of being the GOAT of rapping, I always come back to the whole situation that I just kind of feels like he's the GOAT for everything but the rapping part. like I know Jay-Z is, from a lyricist standpoint, I know he's a triple entendre king. Like he speaks in past, present at the same time. He's very good at that, but I also think that we got to get away from lyricism is what makes somebody the GOAT. Like, come on, that's not the GOAT. That makes you the GOAT lyricist. That makes you the best lyricist, but that's not what incumbents rap. Rap, at the end of the day, is a music genre. We are creating music, and the goal of music is to have people connect, rejoice, and enjoy your music. So when I think of the criteria of music, I have to go and think of, well, who's got the best musical career? Who's put together a run that's absolutely undeniable when it comes to making songs that people connect with, when it comes to getting the accolades of music? Like, when I think of Michael Jackson, why I put him as the GOAT of all artists is because from a musical perspective, he has the greatest album of all time. He was constantly giving us number ones. His catalog is undeniable. So when I think of music, I agree with Jim Jones, and I'm a Wayne guy. So preferably my GOAT is Wayne, but when I think of the GOAT and not my GOAT, I think that we really have to fucking sit back and just pay attention to what Drake has done, and he's not done yet. It is an insane run. We have never seen a run like Drake's, where he is just a number one machine. Drake is not only up for GOAT of rapping, Drake is in the position to be one of the GOATs of music, period. I agree with Jim Jones.
Yeah, I mean, and I can't sit here and say I necessarily disagree with Jim Jones. Is when it speaks to criteria, I think you kind of hit some of the points that I like. I always talk about accolades, period, right? And if we're talking about accolades, yes, you still have to put Jay-Z above Drake in terms of quote unquote accolades. But then we talk about culture, we talk about effect, we talk about the ability to move people, to create trends, to like. Granted, the trendiness is a new topic because back in Jay-Z's day, when he's making a lot of his music and he's getting popular, and it wasn't as easy to pass a trend, right? Like, I mean, they didn't have cell phones, or cell phones didn't have the same capabilities they do now. There wasn't TikTok, there wasn't Vine, YouTube wasn't as popular. Like, all these things weren't like in his favor, which I can appreciate on his behalf that he's done what he's done even without it in the past, right? But I'm no idiot. Like, I've said this and I will say it the fuck again. I will say it again because I don't think people understand how imperative this is when you are talking about the GOAT or people that are like above, who's better than the other. I will say it because I mean it. When I go onto an album, right? When somebody drops an album, whoever, it could be fucking Taylor Swift with Drake. I don't fucking care. It could be Blink-182 and Drake. I don't fucking care. I guarantee fucking to you. I'm a guy that listens to albums straightforward. Like I listen straight down, no skips.
Same.
Like no shuffle play. But I will click on that fucking song and listen to it first. I ain't gonna sit here and fucking cap. Everything else, I'm gonna listen to straight through. If it's a Drake feature, bro, I am listening to it.
Because you know that's gonna be their hit. That's
like,
gonna be their hit.
We understand as people We like what we like, and when we like it, we want it. And when we don't get it often, we don't get Drake features all the time like we used to. We used to get them a lot, actually. Especially nowadays, you get a Drake feature. Look. Type it up, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever you got, whatever you use. Amazon Music, for all I care, Apple Music. Like, you are getting on that shit, and you are on it quick. Like, that shit drops at 12. Thursday night, 11:59 p.m. hits. All right, it's already 12:01 here soon. All right, 12:01 hit. Oh, I heard there was a Drake feature. I guarantee you, Complex, all these big pop culture Instagram pages or pages in general, brands. Oh, there's a Drake feature on the track list.
Oh yeah, and you know what the crazy thing is?
That's where it aligns.
If you're a new artist and you so happen to get blessed with a Drake feature, you can almost pin it in. If you get blessed with a Drake feature, Drake comes back, he sends you the track with his bars up there. What you should do right after that is sit down and rejoice in the moment, because let me tell you something, buddy. This song right here with this Drake feature that you're currently sitting on, this will be a 99% chance your biggest song of your career. You're probably not doing any better than this. So you better enjoy this, and you better hope that on your verse, you fucking came, because if you didn't go, you just missed out on what's going to be your biggest song, because for most artists, the Drake feature is their biggest song in their catalog. Yeah. And you're not going to beat it. The only way you're going to beat it is if you get a second one. So
that's if you pay it. And he knows if you got caught at that point, you better be paying that motherfucker too. Paying.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you think that when we think of GOATs, do you think that we put too much emphasis on just historic albums? Because we do have people. I don't think we do. We have people that maybe they don't put out a lot of music, but they have some of the best albums we've ever heard. Like Kendrick, for example, he doesn't have the largest discography of some of the greats out there, but his limited discography is very, very high level, very, very entertaining. It's just a masterclass music. Do you think that, sometimes should we put in longevity? Should we put in quantity and quality? Because when I think
longevity is obviously going to be important, right? You can't just drop for a year, have a great album, and it's like, oh, you're a GOAT. Like it's like saying that and I don't wish this upon any. If anybody's a basketball fan, for example, De'Aaron Fox this year won the Clutch Player of the Award. This kid's a dog. He's going to be a great NBA basketball player. We said the same thing about D Rose though, and I don't wish this upon De'Aaron Fox at all whatsoever. But Derrick Rose had one of the best 3-year spans any basketball player that has played in the association has ever had. Then he tore his ACL. And then that's when we talk about longevity, because 100%, if Derrick Rose continued to do that for the next 2 to 3 years, he would be in the Hall of Fame easy. First ballot, easy. Wouldn't have to win a championship, nothing.
Easy, yeah.
Easy. And wouldn't even have to think about it. So, yes, we do have to put longevity into it, because it's the same with sports. If Babe Ruth hit good for 2 years, people wouldn't consider him some of the GOAT of baseball. I don't consider my GOAT of baseball, but others do.
So what do you think is better, though? You think 4 classic albums is better than 15-year run of being the number one rapper? What would you put there? You got, but the 15-year run doesn't have classic albums. He's got a shit ton of classic hits. Was running the game for 15 years straight. Was clearly and undeniably the biggest rapper. Or would you go with the person?
It goes into
albums.
It goes into the account here because people don't understand what goes into an album. An album is a project. An album takes work. An album takes time. You can't just go out and say, I'm gonna fucking do this album and blah 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 blah. Like, to put out 4 great albums, it's like impressive. And typically albums aren't gonna come like back to back to back within, like, there's not gonna be 2 albums a year. It's gonna be like a year.
You're NBA young boy.
Yeah, that's a story for another fucking day. That motherfucker is on Mars.
Yeah, he's
Um,
crazy.
but the guy that's having the 15 consistent years of hits, if they never can put together a great album, you got to have at least one, right? Like, but if you don't have one, I can't put you in the GOAT conversation either. Because I do think part of your discography is having at least one great album. Because that means that you can put together a compilation of music with a similar sound and a similar tone, meaning tone, I mean storytelling, and
So
understand it, and people can vibe to that. Like, I can listen to this album like that. So I would say the person with the 4 classics is going to be, unfortunately, because it's a little less longevity, but in terms of how to create music and what we see as music and what it is, because if you have an album, you know you have hits on the album. If it's a good album, there's going to be hits.
yeah,
But having 15 years and not being able to having all those great hits but can never put together a good album means that you're a good musician, you're not a great musician.
interesting. All right,
Yeah.
I'll accept it.
That's how I feel. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. But I mean, for those out there that might consider Drake their GOAT, Jay-Z their GOAT, Tupac their GOAT, Biggie, whoever you
Wayne.
put as your GOAT, Wayne. I mean, some put M up there. I mean, which is, I think is wild.
We know
but
who put him up there. we know
Donald,
what we
Donald
know what
J.
they look like.
Donald J. Trump. No, I think when it comes down to it, I think we forget sometimes how important music is to our culture, which I spoke about before when I prefaced the question, literally what I spoke about. We forget how important and how imperative it is to have great music because it drives our day-to-day tonality. It drives our culture. It drives our trends, everything we do. So I'm beyond blessed to be able to, one, sit here and speak about it, but two, understand the value that it can bring to a population of people. So Drake's done that already. Set trends. I mean, Hotline Bling, fucking 2C. I mean, I could go for days. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we can disagree with Jim Jones here, just to be honest. And if you do disagree, I want to hear y'all's feedback in the comments. Once again, on any audio versions I'll listen to, give us some feedback through the Instagrams, through our socials, and talk to us. Let us know because we love hearing your feedback. But to kind of bounce off something we talked about a few weeks ago, was the Jonathan Majors situation. If you guys don't remember, Jonathan Majors called the cops on himself after apparently assaulting a woman, and then she said that it didn't happen. It was a bunch of fucking catastrophe, and then that shit disappeared. But I don't know 100% about the update in full. Mike, do you want to elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, so Jonathan Majors is losing a bunch of his brand deals. It's coming out now that there are multiple women who are speaking on the behalf of Jonathan Majors, allegations saying that he's had these episodes with them in the past, and so now brands are now dropping them, and not really harping on what's happening on the allegations because we'll let the court decide that, and once it does go to trial, best believe we gonna be documenting that trial, son. But that's gonna be good. But but the question,
like a TV show, bro.
the question at hand is, Disney's got a big question that they gotta kind of answer here soon. Jonathan Majors has been cast as Kang, which is a 5-year project, and he's supposed to be one of the biggest, baddest villains that we've seen today in the Marvel universe. And what Disney has to figure out is if they want to hold on to Kang and ride the wave and kind of hope that he's not like a PR fucking damaging stunt, a bomb that explodes in their face, or do they recast him? And if they recasted him, Sterling, who would you have in mind? Or first of all, do you even think it's right? Do you think they should recast him? And if you do, who would you like for it to be?
So if we're talking about recasting, I think that, I don't even want to say this. I'm thinking about a long term. You said it's 5-year project, 5-year plan. I mean, bro, we already saw what people did to Chris Brown. We just spoke about him earlier. like after something, and then like you know how all this shit works. If there's one thing with a celebrity, especially when it involves another woman, and this is no offense to any women out there, period. I'm not trying to get at nobody for it, but it's like when one speaks up, the other does, and then the other does. It's the Bill Cosby situation all over again. Maybe not as severe as Bill Cosby, but maybe some people see it as worse.
Walking on ice, my friend.
Well, I understand that, and I wholeheartedly respect. Like, no man should ever put his hands on a woman, point blank. Period. We understand that as men. But if you're talking about a massive PR blow, yeah, it's a massive PR blow in the long run. It's going to be. It will. But if they go to court and they
regardless
talk about it enough,
if
and
he's innocent or guilty.
Yeah, I mean it's done. It's done and dusted. The guy we spoke about it and we prefaced it that this could ruin his career. This whole situation. And now the fact that women are stepping up to the plate and saying this happened to me, whether it's true or false, and I'm not going to say anybody's lying or telling the truth because I don't know these people. I don't know their situation. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. I'm going to be 1,000% with you. I don't give a fuck. Because it was their decision to step in bed with him or to step in a situation with him. And his decision to put his hands on him, and he pays the consequences.
And my boy just signed a $20 million contract. I hope for his sake he got that NBA fully guaranteed contract deal. Because if not, shit gonna be looking rough.
He gonna be looking raw. But like if we're talking about recasting though, I think, and this might be and this is taking me a second to think about it. I'm thinking of all the. It has to be a black man. Just be.
Oh, you can't if Disney's like, yo, see, we try to give a nigga the fucking starting role. We just gonna cast the whitest fucking person we can get our hands on because we don't have to deal with this bullshit. The only thing we have to deal with a white actor is if the gun malfunctions.
My God, bro, you gotta stop. What's his name? I wish that Idris wasn't so old. I would say Idris, right? If Idris was younger, I would 100% say Idris Elba, without a doubt. Wouldn't even fucking blink. But I mean, dude, I'm thinking like, who the fuck would replace him? Like, you looked at the list of black actors that are have any.
I know who I want, and I want it to be replaced bad.
And I'm having to look down a list because I really can't think. I genuinely can't think. I'm like going down my head at like who black actors could be. Will Smith.
Will?
Like I'm looking at now. So
he's definitely got the villain perspective these days. He's gonna be smacking the shit out of all these fucking Marvel characters.
Well, think about it. Will Smith can put up. We've seen Will Smith look absolutely phenomenal body wise, like physically look like scary, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like we've seen him look that way. And he's always got the personality. He's always got the talent. The talent is there. And it would make a lot of sense if I'm really looking down and I'm thinking about it. Like of just black men.
But isn't Will also like I feel like Will's also a PR stunt. Or he's like a PR disaster as well right now.
No, but the thing is that shit'll follow because we still think of
I still love Will. I don't even know why niggas fucking tripping like Chris Rock. He's a bitch. Well, that's
what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like we all still remember Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so we can look past the slapping and all the bullshit he was talking. So I mean that's my pick. Just kind of looking at it from the front facing. How about yourself?
All right, so I definitely want them to recast Jonathan Majors. I watched Ant-Man. I'm going to have to go and say Ant-Man's fucking trash. I thought that it's terrible. And I really I don't see the hype in Jonathan Majors. Like, I mean, he's a good actor, right? But he's not amazing to me. Like, it doesn't come across to me as like he's just this phenomenal A-list, amazing actors. One thing when I was thinking of who I want to replace, us niggas, we gotta fucking step up in the acting game, son. All of our goats are old as shit. We ain't got no new fucking black actors. All the good ones are fucking from UK. American niggas, we gotta start acting, son. What are we doing? We gotta get better at this.
Playing basketball, bro. We're playing basketball.
And we
That's what
hooping
we're
too.
doing.
We hooping.
Oh, we hooping. We're playing basketball.
But we need some actors too, goddamn it. Like fuck, we need ourselves we need another Denzel. But
I
besides the
know.
point, when I was thinking of the people who could do it, and when I thought of this person, I was like, wow, he would fucking kill it. And he would be fucking scary just in his acting because he's a brilliant actor and he could sell the villain role. And I feel like he would be the type of villain that you hate, but you love to fucking hate. It would be so great. And I feel like when I say this, Sterling, you're going to agree with me. Damson Idris. Fucking
You,
the actor
I,
for
I knew,
Snowfall.
I knew you were gonna say him when you were leading up to it. I knew I was like, because in my head I was thinking about him when I was trying to kind of like ponder up some people to kind of where I could where I could kind of go with that. But when you put it into perspective, right? Like I understand that Damson Idris is a phenomenal actor. I mean, this kid can fucking act. Like it is no joke. He is the UK's Denzel right now, in my opinion.
1,000%.
He got one of the baddest women in the game on his hip right now. Like the guy's got one of the best shows known, like genuinely, that should be even more even more clouded up if people actually had Hulu. Like, let me tell you something. I agree, but I disagree, and I respectfully disagree. Like on that behalf of my disagree.
All right, why do
I
you
do
disagree?
agree. Okay, I think Damson is once again phenomenal. If you guys have watched Snowfall, you understand what he means by villain. He can instill that type of fear in people, but you love to hate him type of thing. I just don't think he's got that demeanor. Like I just don't think he's got that. Like when I think of King, I think of like a big dude. I think of a big dude.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing he would have against him is like,
No, he's got to hit the Chris Hemsworth shit. Like he's gonna have to.
well, we
like,
got
he
CGI
literally would
these
have to do
days.
that.
We got CGI.
But like you know, and he seemed like the type of actor that would like, nah, fuck that. Like I'm about to get big as fuck for this. I'm about to look like Killmonger type shit. I'm about to look Michael B.
But if he got
like,
big, son, like
yeah.
he's gonna be. That would be fucking. He would be perfect for the role. If he really was able
That's
to
what
get
I'm
big
saying.
enough. Like, could you imagine? It's just
But
like
I don't
that
think
one
he
fucking
can.
scene. Bodies, 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 bodies.
I can't imagine him to be that way because all I know him is Slim Little Franklin. He ain't even. I mean, he's still like a muscular guy. He's not like he ain't fucking Kang big. Like that's the only issue I have because I think he could act the role to perfection.
But I'm not even scared of Jonathan Majors when he's acting. Like, bro, the man lost to fucking Ant-Man. He's supposed to be fucking scarier than fucking Thanos, and he lost to Ant-Man. I was like, who is this bitch ass nigga losing to Ant-Man and his fucking daughter who just got a suit that day? I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, nah, like hell no. If you're gonna be out here losing to Ant-Man, looking like a weak son of a bitch, yo, we gotta get Dansom in here. He's gonna be fucking shooting up, stabbing all these people. He's gonna be slinging crack while he at it. Like, hey boy, we out here,
epidemic, baby.
out
That's
here.
what I'm saying.
We out here throwing crack.
Nah.
You know.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think Damson's like once again. I mean, he is genuinely one of the most gifted actors I've seen in a long time. Like at a young age, at least. Like I mean, obviously you got your Leos, you got your Denzels, you got like these guys that are already established. But in the past, 4 years, I mean, this kid has put on a show. Like literally, I'm once again, if you guys have not watched Snowfall, I implore you to use your shitty ass Disney Plus bundle. Cause I'm pretty sure Hulu comes with it. Get on Hulu and watch Snowfall. I don't care if you got somebody in your family with has a crack addiction. Watch it. I don't care. I'm sorry. Watch it. You'll understand. I mean, I think Will would play the part well. I think in terms of villains, you could use the PR around Will to turn him into a villain with the world. It could make his villain a lot better in the movie.
I just feel like I love Will too much to want him to be a villain. I'm gonna be rooting for Will. If you put Will in the Marvel, I'm gonna be rooting for Will.
Now you think about it, I think if you put Damson in there, not a lot of people know him as much as they should. They only really know him now more because he's dating Lori.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like that kind of like mysterious, like that bit of ambiguity, like might make it like kind of like his full on coming out party. Like he's already came out, but like he could really get a bad.
That would be the game changer. He would get all the black roles.
Yeah, he would literally. I said he will be the right now. In my opinion, he's already UK Denzel, but he will be the Denzel. He'll be the
Denzel, the Chadwick Boseman. He'll get all the black roles. Yo, we're doing a Michael Jordan movie. Get Damson.
Yeah, no damn well that boy can't dribble because he's too damn lanky for that shit. But yeah, get him on it. We'll do some CGI, make him look like he can dribble and shit.
Why can't these niggas ever fucking hoop or throw a football when they in sports movies? Why can't they get some, like, why is that such a weird thing for actors? Like, none of them can throw a football properly. None of them can hoop. Like, what's going on, bro? It ain't that damn hard to look like you ain't even got to make the shot. You just got to have the right form.
Bro, it's literally because they were acting all the time. They didn't have time to learn how to actually play real sports. But no hate to them folks. I mean, look, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Keep it a stat. Like, that's the guy. Like, you kind of got me chalking off of Will. I think Will would be a good second option. Genuinely, if you went behind Damson, I do. But honestly, you gotta low-key get a dark-skinned brother, anyways. I mean, if you really talking about villains, I'm just being 100%.
Yo,
I'm being 100. I'm being 100.
We can't have a light-skinned fucking
and for all my
villain,
dark-skinned.
He gonna be out here crying, mad sensitive and shit.
What you no hate to my light skinned brothers out there, and y'all know who you are. No hate to y'all, but like look, we know the stereotype is not fake. I seen it, real life.
Yo, we can't have a fucking villain with green eyes, yo.
Yeah, like. Looking at you like
fucking hazel eyes, looking
be like, hey, I'm about to kill your whole family. All right, why you try to seduce me at the same time? Like, you try to seduce my wife while you doing this shit, bro? Like, chill out. Like, Facts. Nah, that's a good point. Like I said, I do think Will still would be a good second, but man, that's so tough. You're so good on that one. I can't lie, but unless you have something else to say, I want to move into the Black React of the week. Something that we like. I'm starting to already like, just even after doing the first segment of it, and just continuing making this a part of our show because we really love it and it's just fun. But this one for this week of the Black React is going to be best childhood show.
This was hard.
I'm gonna go with my personal preference. I'm gonna keep it 1,000% with.
How did you go about it? Did you do like your favorite show when you were a child? Did you do like a children's show? What was your mindset?
I did my favorite show when I was a child. Like when I used to wake up and like wanting to watch that show.
All right,
like on a Saturday morning.
That's what I did too. Go.
So my best childhood show, and I think this has to be on people's list if you made a list for it, right? Nickelodeon, had to be a Nick show. Fairly Odd Parents. And
such a solid pick.
Like, the reason that I like Fairly Odd Parents, especially now that I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate it. There's so much underlying stuff in a lot of Nickelodeon shows that you don't realize when you're at that age. Just because you're naive, you don't know what the hell's going on. Like, you're just watching and it seems fun. And like, as I get older, I'm like, damn, that was a really good show. Like, that show, like, it actually can teach you some stuff if you really look back at it a little bit. And like, I haven't watched it in years.
And they're
like,
ignorant as hell.
Yeah.
They ignorant.
Yes. That's back in the day when shit used to be like, they were saying some shit like out of pocket. You just didn't know what the fuck they were actually saying until you don't know. Yeah. Oh, now, like, they were out of pocket as hell. But I was gonna put Rocket Power and Jimmy Neutron up there.
Jimmy, that was my number one alternate.
Yeah. So, but no, I gotta stick with Fairly Odds, man. I love Wanda. Love Cosmo. He's a fucking idiot. And then the whole situation around Timmy and especially as he gets older and they did it's just they did so good with that. I love it. I loved it. And let us know what you think out in the comments and the audio versions as well. What you guys like react to us however you need to. And but I'm curious to see what your number one is because it doesn't sound like it is Fairly Odd. It doesn't sound like it's Jimmy Neutron. So I am curious to see what it is.
Damn, bro. I'm gonna be truthful. I'm a little pissed. I was hoping I was gonna be able to shit on your fucking pick, bro. I was so ready to shit on whatever. I was like, what kind of fucking trash show was Sterling watching back in the day while he was eating some fucking bland ass Honey Nut Cheerios in the morning?
They ain't bland, bro. They ain't bland. They ain't fucking bland.
But I can't hate on Fairy Odd Parents. I love that show.
Yeah.
My number one alternate, which it was a toss up of what I was gonna go with, was like I said, Jimmy Neutron. I think Jimmy Neutron was and it was only 3 seasons. Jimmy Neutron was only 3 seasons, and it felt like it was around my whole childhood. I guess they just kept running the same episodes over and over again. But damn, how did it only get approved for 3 seasons? They could have kept that shit going, son. That show, I wanted to be a boy genius so bad, knowing I was dumb as a brick, yo. Wanted to be a boy genius. I was out here trying to make some inventions. These shits weren't nothing but pieces.
They were not working. They were not working. Bro.
I told my mom, I was like, "Look, I can make fucking toast fly," and she was like, oh, "Okay." And I got fucking wings on the toaster that made out of fucking cardboard. It's some stupid ass shit. I'm just a dumbass nigga on the block, bro. But
man, that is what it is.
What I went with, and I ended up not going the animated route because when I thought of this show, I chose it as my number one because when I was watching it, it never got old. It was always hilarious. I loved it, and to this day, I watch it and I appreciate it even more as I get older from a light. So, a show that I chose. And you actually mentioned it earlier in the show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That is my number one childhood show. I feel like everybody knows Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but if you're from a nigga household like me, that shit just hit even different. Everybody loved Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil was the uncle to fucking all of America, all of Black America at least. I don't know how you white families were, but y'all probably like Danny from Full House or some shit. Which Full House is a fire ass show too.
No, it's a gas house show. It's a gas show. Cannot hate.
Yeah, can't hate.
Cannot hate.
But fucking Uncle Phil was the man. Will Smith was fucking, he was just hilarious. He was shitting on Uncle Phil. Just anytime he said anything, it was funny. And then he had the scene with his dad not wanting him, which is an iconic scene and, just kind of paved the way for his acting career. We got fucking Alfonso, Carlton's stupid ass. Carlton's hilarious as fuck. He did so well in that show, no one could see him as anything other than Carlton. So his career fucking derailed. And now he's doing American Home's Funniest Videos or something. If people still watching that bullshit.
Hey, they still pay him for it though.
Who's still watching that bullshit, bro? Those videos be trash.
I watch it every once in a while. Like
where they get those fucking videos from? They at the bottomless pit of YouTube. Like they ain't got no current fucking TikTok clips that could be way more hilarious. They still be using them old ass basic little animal clips.
All I'm saying is, man, I don't disagree with you on any of it. I think that Fresh Prince, man, it's a tough one to even debate against, right? It's so difficult to because it gave especially as Black Americans and young Black men in particular, it will his character was so relatable for a lot of people, Like, and even if you weren't black, but still, like, it does hit a little bit different, and that's the reality of what it is. It's not like there's no hate to anybody. Like, it's crazy to think that genuinely like was a show where I look back on it, and I agree with you. Like, I could watch those episodes and be like, wow, like that. I like felt that. Like, I felt what he was saying, and understanding like certain struggles and certain things that may not be. Another show that I didn't even mention in an unanimated show. If I had to put an unanimated show, That's So Raven would have been my number one, though.
Oh, I was thinking That's So Raven as, an option. That
would have been my
great show. Great show.
That would have been my numero uno. But I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Like, I think they're both solid picks. Animated wise, I think Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd are like right in the same boat. I don't know why people ever like put Courage as best childhood show, because that shit is not a child show. I don't ever want anybody to tell me that's just a child show, because it's fucking not. It's fucking not. That's Cartoon Network.
The easy fucking choice would be like SpongeBob. Like, obviously SpongeBob is a goated show, but like, come on now, that's an easy choice.
And that shit ain't no child show either.
Hell no.
I'm tired of people trying. Shut the fuck up. That shit is not even near a child show, my boy. Like,
nah, if you try watching some of those old shows now, you'd be like, boy, they were like, what were they on?
They were fucking on one. They were like, we're gonna get these kids hooked on shit they don't even know they're hooked.
It was supposed to be an adult show, but then they switched it last.
I know,
minute.
I heard that.
Yeah, so
I heard about that. So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest. The game just tipped off. I got it on in the background, and y'all gonna hear this on the pod. Like y'all gonna hear this. I think this is a great show. I think we hit it like super short and concise, but we had a good conversations about everything. I feel like this is one of our best shows. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, keep it pushing. We're trying to put out as much content as we possibly can for you guys. Mike, you got anything to say before we close out?
Hell no. Only thing I got to say is the Grizzlies got that dub. Fuck Bron. I know you want Bron to make it to the next fucking round, but I don't give a shit. Fuck the Lakers. Fuck LeBron. And fuck the goddamn Kings. Because the Warriors are coming
They're
up
getting
next.
smoked right now.
I know.
Takes a run to start, but
I know. All right, so let me go ahead and close this out so we can watch this fucking game.
Yeah, so we can watch this game.
All right, for the fellas out there listening, listen, man, they only want a 1%, man, so you got to quit your bitching and get your bread up. Listen to your boy. I ain't never steered you wrong. And for the ladies out there listening, get over it. He don't want you, sweetie, but it's okay because you're still beautiful and powerful and will always love you. It's the After Dark podcast. Until next time.